Welcome. If this is your first time visiting or seeing a video from us, my name's Dean Whitby. We help ambitious experts and CEOs who feel a bit of a best kept secret to become visible in demand with inbound leads. And we do that through AI SEO and Ask Engine Optimization, generative engine optimization service, and personal branding. And both of those incorporate social media, LinkedIn as well. So we talk about a lot on this channel about mental health, about sales tips, about those subjects, AI SEO and personal branding and leadership for anyone that is building a business, scaling a business, or a CEO that's trying to build a personal brand. So this video, I wanted to share with you a video that I really love from one of my heroes, which is Jim Rohn. So I'm just going to play a bit of the video and then I'm going to talk about it, and I'll put a link to Jim Rohn in the comments for anyone that wants to go and follow him.
How to get whatever you want. That's the title of the next set of notes. How to get whatever you want. Here's what it says if you're ready. It says, ask, that's it. End of notes. Ask. If there's one art in life to learn extremely well, that's got to be one of them. The art of asking. What does ask mean? Ask means, what do you want? And the formula is staggering. It says ask and what? A guy ought to look into that. See, you've got to be better than a good worker. You've got to be a good asker. Now, let me give you 3 key points on asking and receiving. This can do it. Number 1, asking is the beginning of receiving. Asking starts a unique process, mental and emotional. I don't even know how it works. All I know is it works. It's like pushing a button and all this machinery starts working. I don't know how. It just works. There's a lot of things you don't need to know how. Just work them. Some people are always studying the roots. Others are picking the fruit. I mean, it depends on what end of it you want in on. Asking is the beginning of receiving, so start the process. Here's number 2. Receiving is not the problem. Receiving is automatic. Now, if that's true, receiving is not the problem, what's the problem? Failure to ask might be one of your major problems. I don't know. Check it out. The guy says, oh, now I see it. I got up last year and hit it every day, but there's not a scrap of paper with my goals on it. Good worker, poor asker. So you got to change that.
See, that's one of the things I think people seem to forget, is that you have to ask. So with the youth of today is a prime example, and certainly in the UK, but I'd imagine in the US and around the world at the moment, is there's so much going on that it's said to be hard to be a young person. But you know, one thing is true, you can't get to a destination without putting something in your sat nav. You can't achieve and win an Olympic gold medal without having that as a destination. That's the ask. You have to have a goal, you have to have a vision, you have to have somewhere that you're going, so that you're going in towards a journey. I think so much of the youth today have this kind of, well, it's okay to just not know where I'm going in my 20s. Well, you know, I do think it's nice to take the pressure off them, but you want to have a goal, you want to have a vision. Like that for me is the compass that people need in life, not some of the problems that we have with depression and not knowing where we're going. Like, you got to have a compass, you got to have some goals, right? Let's play a bit more.
Here's number 3. Receiving is like the ocean. There's plenty. Success is not in short supply. It isn't rationed and you stepped up to the window and it was all gone. No, no, no. It's like an ocean here. Now, if that's true, what's the problem? Well, some people go to the ocean with a teaspoon. Have you got the picture? See, what you want to do in view of the size of the ocean is trade your teaspoon for at least a bucket. And you'll look better down at the ocean. kids won't make fun of you, right? Okay. Now there's 2 ways to ask, and we'll wrap up goal setting. 2 ways. Here's number 1. Ask with intelligence. It didn't say ask intelligently, but I'm sure it meant that. Don't mumble. You don't get anything by mumbling. Be clear. Be specific. Intelligent asking means how wide, how high, how soon, when, what size, what color, how much. Define what you want and describe what you want. That's powerful. Goals become like a magnet. They pull you that direction. And the better you describe them, the more they pull. So ask intelligently. Here's number 2. Ask with faith. That's the childish part of the equation. Believe you can get what you want like a child. Not an adult. Adults are too skeptical. So the formula really reads, make plans like an adult and believe in them like a child. And the most incredible things will happen. Just try it for 90 days. Just try it. You can always go back to the old ways. Just try it, just 90 days, 90 days. The world admires the doers.
So have a goal and have a dream, but then also think about, don't be afraid to dream much bigger. We all do this. We can only see what we recognize within our own 4 walls, but your mind can achieve much, much bigger things. If you have a dream, say I want to start a business and I want to have 100 grand turnover, make that 500. Just dream that little bit bigger. Don't be afraid to jump and make a dream. Even if you don't believe that you can do it, that's where you can work on your mind. You can attract it to you, and work on the knowing that it's going to come. The worst thing that can happen is that nothing happens and you're where you are now. So what you want to do is dream really big. And that whole, dream and ask with faith like a child. I mean, that's so important, because you remember when you were kids, and that's one of the biggest problems with the United Kingdom, certainly where I grew up, is when you were kids and you have these big ambitions, you have these ideas, and the education system in the UK says, don't have an idea, do this, or failure is seen as such a bad thing. And to me, it's the opposite. Failure is fantastic. The more you fail in life, the more you learn in life. Failure is learning. We should be encouraging our kids to fail and to have dreams and try to do things. It's okay if you fail, it doesn't matter. You're going to learn something from it. So you want to have that faith that you have as a child when you run around, and to adults they think, oh, these children are being childish, but they dream big and they can fantastic imagination. So if it's true that you can hold it in your head, then you can hold it in your hands. Then don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to set goals, but have a goal in the first place is what I would take from that. And if you don't follow Jim Rohn, he might be very old for some of the audience, but he's one of my heroes. So go and follow him and you'll learn a lot.